After that day's incident, the Maharaja and the princess did not come face to face. The Maharaja made an attempt once, but he failed. Whenever he remembered Shivangi, he would see her from a distance through his spiritual power. On the other hand, Shivangi was also keeping her distance from the Maharaja as much as possible, because whenever she came before him, a strange weakness would arise within her, and she could not accept that at all. Time passed slowly, and before they knew it, the day arrived for which preparations had been made, with great enthusiasm and fanfare throughout the kingdom for many days. Princess Shivangi's birthday. With the first light of morning, the princess was woken up early. The palace maids began to prepare her with great care, love, and respect. According to all rituals, her adornment was done. Her clothes, jewelry, and hairstyle were so beautiful that her natural beauty shone even more. After getting ready, she set out to seek blessings at her family deity's temple. She was accompanied by royal guards and several maids. Upon reaching the temple, Shivangi bowed her head in reverence and took the blessings of God. The priest present there smiled and requested her to perform the anointment of God herself and to complete the yajna and arti. Following the priest's instructions, Shivangi performed all the rituals with complete devotion and concentration. The chanting of mantras in the temple, the fragrance of ghee lamps, and the sweet sound of bells made the entire atmosphere extremely sacred. After completing the worship, as she was returning to the palace, she peeked out from the curtains of her palanquin. The entire kingdom was immersed in the celebration of her birthday. Every street, every square, every building, and every market was adorned with colorful decorations. The faces of children were filled with excitement. People were exchanging good wishes with each other, and it seemed as if the entire kingdom had become a part of a grand festival. Just then, her gaze fell on a spot where an unusually large crowd had gathered. She immediately ordered the palanquin to stop and instructed the royal guards to halt there as well. Then she moved towards the crowd with Neela. At that moment, the princess had her face covered, so no one recognized her. When she reached there, she saw a middle-aged man brutally dragging a little girl. The girl was clearly refusing to go with him and was pleading for help from the people standing around. But the most tragic thing was that none of the large crowd present was stepping forward to help her. Neela asked a woman standing nearby, "What is happening here?" The woman sighed deeply and replied in a sorrowful voice, "This girl's father has taken a lot of loans, but now he cannot repay them, so he has handed over his daughter to these people." Hearing this, Shivangi felt a deep shock in her heart. In just a few moments, that shock transformed into anger. Her gaze fell on the innocent girl, who was repeatedly pleading for help with tear-filled eyes. At that moment, the man slapped the girl hard across the face in anger. The little girl lost her balance and fell to the ground, blood starting to flow from her lips. Before she could even get up properly, the man pulled out a whip from his waist and roared, "Now let's see how you don't come with me." As he raised the whip to strike the girl, the princess moved forward with lightning speed and caught the whip in mid-air. The sudden turn of events shocked the man. When he turned around, he saw an 12-year-old girl standing there, her face covered. Seeing this, the man growled, "How dare you!" Saying this, he tried to pull the whip back towards himself, but he failed. Shivangi was now completely enraged. A different kind of intensity was visible in her eyes. She raised one hand and, using her spiritual power, created a ball of fire and threw it at the man. The impact of the fire caused the man to fall back and get slightly injured. However, he also had some amount of spiritual power, so he was not seriously hurt. Without wasting any time, the princess moved forward and gently lifted the little girl. She wiped the blood flowing from the edge of the girl's torn lips with her hands. Her touch was not harsh, but rather protective and affectionate. Just then, the man got back up and shouted in a loud voice, "Who do you think you are, interfering in our matters? I'll teach you a lesson right now." Just as he was about to move forward, the princess revealed her sword and placed it directly against his neck. Seeing this, the other men accompanying him also moved forward. But at that moment, the princess's royal guards immediately stepped in front of her. Everyone present was astonished to see the royal guards. But the princess paid no attention to anyone. She calmly asked the girl, "Are you okay?" The girl nodded slightly, trembling, and said yes. Then, looking angrily at the man, the princess said, "A woman is not anyone's property. She is not an object to be sold whenever one wishes. In this kingdom, every person has the right to freedom and to live according to their own will. If anyone sells a person in violation of the kingdom's laws, they will face severe punishment." The princess's words shook the hearts of everyone standing there. Meanwhile, seeing the royal guards, the man nervously asked again, "Who is this, for whom the royal guards are protecting?" As he was saying this, a strong gust of wind suddenly blew. The gust slightly removed the veil from Shivangi's face. Although she quickly covered her face again, it was too late. Someone standing there had seen her face and shouted loudly, "Hey! This is our Princess Shivangi!" Hearing this, the entire crowd fell silent. For a moment, complete silence prevailed there. Then suddenly, whispers began to spread all around. Everyone was astonished that the princess had personally stepped forward to save an ordinary girl and had punished the criminal. Seeing this scene, feelings of respect, affection, and pride for the princess arose in the hearts of all the people present. Until now, people had seen the princess very little. They did not know much about her either. But today, they had seen with their own eyes that their princess was not only courageous but also a ruler who would stand up for justice at any cost. Due to her identity being revealed, Shivangi decided not to stay there any longer. As she began to leave, the entire crowd started chanting loudly, "Long live Princess Shivangi! Long live Princess Shivangi! Long live Princess Shivangi!" From all sides, she began receiving birthday wishes. Seeing this, Shivangi paused for a few moments. A slight smile appeared on her face. Then she humbly bowed her head and thanked everyone. After that, she sat in her palanquin and left from there. But would this moment change Shivangi's fate? Would the Maharaja now consider her his true heir? Was this victory a prelude to a new crisis? To know, read the next chapter.